Good morning, YouTube. Hey, it is Tuesday morning around 7 a.m. and Tuesday, May 20th. May's been a rough month on me. I've been sick. I made a major change in switching cars and totally put a very harsh dent in my budget, so I'm pretty much grounded for the month of June just to recover from an upgrade that I made. And it's rough. But it's summertime in Florida. It's hot. It's going to be in the 90s in June. That's the forecast. And from June to November is technically hurricane season, so you never know what kind of storms we're going to get. But anyway, when it's in the 90s, I don't really give a shit about much anyway. It's kind of like the snowbirds up north. When it's below 30, they don't give a fuck about much either. So this is it. This is summertime hibernation. But I did make an upgrade, I guess. I thought I did. It doesn't look like I did on my budget. I'm I gotta go look for a job, and I don't know what the hell is out there for me because I'm not very functional regarding skill and labor. I mean, I have a lot of eclectic type skills that are not very relevant in today's workforce, but I'm going to go look and see what they can do with me. Anyway, today I want to talk about the newspaper. I don't even think that the Tampa Tribune exists anymore. I think the Tampa Tribune is gone completely. I think the only thing left in Tampa as far as a newspaper goes, besides some like small regional area uh, papers, the only big newspaper in the Tampa Bay area is the Tampa Bay Times. And so I picked up a copy. This is Sunday's May 18th edition. I had done a review, an article that I wrote. I had done a review on the paper, and I don't think anybody even noticed my article. Maybe a couple of journalists might have noticed it. I don't know, but I mean, I'm not a Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm not a famous journalist. I'm just I was a journalist, a long, long time ago. But anyway, um, I like to analyze and look at the newspaper because I wonder if it's just our city or if a lot of other cities are, if newspaper and journalism is gonna just fade out. I don't know. Is social media going to replace the old fashioned newspaper? I really don't know. I mean, on this, I have absolutely no idea. Usually, I have some kind of forecast or some kind of hypothesis, but this one, I have no idea. So I just want to go through this newspaper and talk about, my thoughts while I'm going through each each page. So the front page, foster care claims questioned. Executives of child welfare groups say the First Lady's program duplicates existing services. That's the front page article. And the first lady's program about foster care and child welfare groups. Well, my first thoughts on that was Michelle Obama was the first lady who cared about nutrition, and Mrs. Trump, I guess, cares about child welfare groups. They all have something. I mean, does anybody remember what Eleanor Roosevelt's cause was? I don't. I don't remember. I don't even. I remember the Reagans being, the war on drugs, which everybody knows now is kind of ridiculous. But I don't remember what Nancy Reagan's cause was. I don't remember what. I mean, I wasn't even alive, but everybody loved Jackie Kennedy. Does anybody remember what her cause was? I don't remember what her cause was. So it made the front page, but will anybody remember in 20 years what Mrs. Trump's cause was? Probably not. Uh, let's see. And then it's all about Trump and Mrs. Trump, I guess, on the front page. The bottom article was, Can Trump legally accept $400 million plane from Qatar? I don't know. Why can't he accept a plane? Because is it because he's the president and he's not allowed to get gifts? Was that like supposed to be some kind of bribe or something? I don't know. Is it? So if you take the job of president, then you're not allowed to get any gifts? I don't know. Why would you want to be president? Uh, uh, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't understand a lot of. I'm not smart enough, I guess, for all that politics shit. I don't know. All right. Then you go to the second page. Let's go to the second page here. Oh, I want to go through this page by page. Just comment on the whole thing. Tampa Bay Times subscriber perks. As a Times home delivery subscriber, you have unlimited access to tampabay.com. You can also enjoy the Times app and e-newspaper at no additional cost. Customer service, current subscribers, news, tips, and feedback, reprints. The headquarters is in St. Pete. Advertising, if you classifieds and retail. Uh, the Tampa Bay Times is published daily by the Times Publishing Company. Yada yada. Donate to the Times Fund. Uh, Standard of accuracy. Tampa Bay Times is approved. Auditor info on periodicals required for public notices. Da, 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 da. Former leaders. News department. Editor and vice president. Winner of 14 Pulitzer Prizes. Okay, and the article on the second page says 10 escape from New Orleans jail while lone guard out to get food. Sheriff blames defective locks. Okay. Then on page 3, The Nation and the World, Republicans forge their tax bill in Trump's image. Okay, and there's a big ad at the bottom of this page. Residents will move in this year at St. Pete's most iconic address. Downtown St. Pete continues its transformation. And another ad, buying expensive watches, pocket watches, and diamonds at the Old Northeast Jewelers. Have you prepared a Florida estate plan? You can do so with Ruth and Ruth law attorneys. So that's page 3. Let's go to page 4. Okay, page 4. We have a picture. Eric Dellenbach, who resigned as Hope Florida executive director effective May 1st, credits the nonprofit with helping to reduce Florida's foster care population. That claim is disputed by the leaders of some foster care agencies. Hope Florida, one of Betna's biggest challenges was finding somewhere for her 14-year-old daughter with autism to be placed after school so that she would be able to work and provide for her children. Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis listens to Governor Ron DeSantis during a panel discussion at the 2024 Florida Children and Families Summit in Orlando. Hope Florida operates within the Florida Department of Children and Families, whose secretary reports to the governor. Hope Florida doesn't have an official budget, but the department reassigned 150 state employees to become navigators who answer calls made to the program's helpline. That adds up to about 6 million in salaries. Okay, let's go to page 4. We have a big ad for Skechers. Skechers, hands-free, slip-ins, cozy fit. Enjoy the cozy life. And we have a ad for Bank OZK. Start earning today. 4.5% APY, 7-month CD. Police and firefighters respond to an explosion rocking the California city of Palm Springs. That was page 3's article. Okay. Or excuse me, was that page 3 or page 4? That was, I don't know, maybe that was page 4 or page 5. I don't even know. I get lost on which page is which. Let's just go to the next page. Forget the numbers, right? Let's just go to the next page. The next page. Severe weather kills at least 23 people, including 14 in Kentucky. Yeah, there was a bunch of tornadoes. I saw that actually on the TV too. Okay. Then there's an ad. The Florida Orchestra season finale concert. Simply the best music of Tina Turner and Mahler Symphony Number 3. There's another ad. There's a perfect place for your mom and dad. Uh, we know, blah, blah, blah. I guess that was senior living advice, assisted living, and that kind of thing. Okay, that was the next page. Let's go to the next page. I mean, I'm sure I'll have some comments eventually, but right now, we're just gonna go see what they're saying about stuff. What they said this past Sunday. Months after the fires, how safe is it to swim at LA's beaches? Now, this is the Tampa Bay Times, not talking about Clearwater Beach or St. Pete Beach. Nothing about that. We're talking about LA's beaches, California, which is the West Coast and the Pacific Ocean, not the Gulf of, is it Mexico or America? Did anybody actually ever figure that out? Is it the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America now? Anyway, our newspaper is talking about the Pacific Ocean all the way on the other side of the country. Um, I don't know. Do you know what's going on at St. Pete or Clearwater Beach? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Next page. This guy. It's former FBI Director James Comey posted a photo of shells displayed in the shape of 8647. He removed the post after accusations from some Republicans that it was meant as a threat. Slang term 86 probably started as restaurant jargon. The slang term at the center of a political brouhaha swirling around former FBI Director James Comey is an old one, likely originating as food service industry jargon before extending to other contexts. I really don't have much comment on that. People say a lot of fucked up shit. They wrote a whole news article on somebody who said something in numbers. And 86, my memory or knowledge of an 86, I think they're right. It did start as food jargon. It was like 86 meant cancel the order. Like someone says, you know, they order a burger. Maybe the ticket was the 47th ticket. Then you say 8647 would be cancel that order for the burger. Something like that. You know, cancel the order is what 86 meant. But see, I don't even look at it that way. They're looking at a meaning for, a term of a number. But see, I'm so weird in my brain that I don't even see 86 as what they're thinking. I see BG when I look at 86. I don't see 86. I see BG. Stand alive, stand alive. Ah, 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 ah. Okay, I'm sorry. Never mind. Lock in today's high savings rates. Third Federal. Uh, Third Federal. I guess it's a big bank ad. New 7-month CD at 4% APY. Minimum $500 to open. Okay, that's a big bank ad. That's a half-page ad. Half the paper, half that page is a bank ad. That's pretty good. That's an expensive ad. I'm going to talk about the ad prices. Congratulations, graduates. Gannon's University class of 2025. Okay. Wills Trust and Inheritance, King Law Firm. Famous Tate, Appliance and Bedding Centers, and the Wall Street Journal, Insight, Impact, and Influence. Become a Wall Street Journal member today. Only $12 for 12 weeks. The Sean Diddy Combs and attorney Mark Nilflo sit at the defense table during witness testimony in Manhattan federal court on Tuesday in New York. Key moments from first week of Combs' sex trafficking trial. Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs appear at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute benefit gala celebrating China through the Looking Glass in New York on May 4th, 2015. Sex trafficking. Well, I'm thinking about my own personal life. I don't want to talk about other people because I don't know these people. So what the fuck should I say about other people? God told me not to talk about other people, especially if I don't know them, because I could be committing false witness. I used to do that, just like talk about people that I didn't know. I still do sometimes, but I mean, I'm always really careful about that. This false witness. If I get it wrong, and it's hurtful. It's not just false witness. There's other legal terms for that, slander and shit like that. I mean, you can gossip, I guess. I mean, if you're with some people that just, we're just gossiping like as friends or whatever, and it's not going to hurt anybody. But if it gets to the point where it's, where it's on in the newspaper and it's actually destroying people, it could be serious. I don't know those people. I'm not going to talk. I don't know talk about shit. I'm just thinking about sex trafficking in general. I mean, there's been two major themes going on for the past 4 or 5 years: wokeism and sex trafficking. Those have been two major themes. I've seen it on television. I've seen it in periodicals. Sex trafficking and wokeism. Now there's a video on YouTube right now. Somebody's ragging on people, woke people. Yeah. Fuck the insanity. Stop being woke. Go back to sleep and shit like that. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I wrote a couple articles about trying to understand wokeism because they said it was a narrative. A narrative? And then there was a who controls the narrative? Some people said it's not the newspaper. It's not the anchorman. Uh, it's not the politicians because the majority rules. The majority doesn't even vote. That's hilarious, isn't it? That's really funny if you think about it. They say the majority rules, but majority doesn't even vote. That's fucked up. The majority doesn't even vote. So how does the majority rule? And then I don't know. So it's weird, right? So what narrative? What narrative? There's no unity. There cannot be a narrative if there's no unity. Everything's a la carte. Everything's random and chaotic. And that's a really harsh truth that the newspaper and the television were supposed to create unity, but nobody trusts them anymore. So there is no unity. So there is no narrative. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Wokeism. Nobody even agrees on what that word means. And Sex trafficking? Well, on a personal note, all I can say is this morning, my ex husband and roommate said to me, I paid the rent and I paid the bills. Guess from letting me know that we're safe for another month at least, so I can, breathe in June without fearing the sidewalk. And for not having to fear begging on the sidewalk because the thought of that makes me suicidal. Um, I was ready to suck his dick, but he has erectile dysfunction, so I can't even say thank you with a blowjob. All I can do is fuck up my hands washing more plastic dishes because we don't have a kitchen table or real dishes, and I've been washing those dishes for 5 years trying to say thank you. Yeah, begging on the sidewalk's really not my style. Uh, I was going to continue with my Amityville Horror review, and I am going to do a part two because I still have a lot of notes on that movie. And I'd like to continue analyzing the newspaper, but at that point, the sex trafficking is a pretty serious subject, along with wokeism and the narrative. So I'm just going to take a breather because George asked me a question last night. I got up, or was it yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I got emotional talking about injustice and unfairness, and looked at me. He's so stoic. I mean, he's like the epitome of stoic. I don't think this man has a button that can be pushed, and I'm not like that at all. I have to act stoic. I act. I mean, I have to fake it big time. But just he looked at me like, "Why do you get so emotional?" I didn't answer the question, and I answered it for myself this morning. Why do you ask questions that you don't give a shit about the answers to?